did you start toy collecting then as a kid as well?
So I did a little bit. I was obsessed with like the Jax figures, which is so funny because looking back on them, like just how much better the quality's gotten on figures since the 80s and 90s is incredible to look back on. So now I'm starting to kind of go back and scoop up some of the older ones again. So when I was, I think 12 and kind of like took a break from watching wrestling, my cousin started to get really into it. And so I did the cousin like duty of passing on my toys. And so like my original Undertaker and like I had like the cool Titantron where it's like with the little like sound kind of activated, like you slide their feet across it and their specific theme kind of starts, you know? So yeah, my cousin got all that and all the cool stuff. So it felt like timely, you just kind of pass it off and then he was super excited about it. So
Does that kind of hurt now looking back?
a little bit only because I think the last time I visited them, like the ring was all like, like written on and like yeah, you know how it is little kids. Yeah. So yeah, things like that. But
You're just like, my
oh,
precious, what have you done?
I know.
So with your toy collecting, has it always been just the figures, or did you branch off into any of the other um toy venues? I don't know what the word I'm looking for, avenues.
So with Danhausen, it's everything. I feel like if that man's selling, well, what's funny is he actually does sell like Danhausen socks. But I was gonna say if that man sold a sock, I'd buy it. But I guess he does sell socks. Yeah, with Danhausen, if he sells anything, where it's like a little figure or like I have like a cute trading card thing that he has with his signature on it. So for some reason, I have like a shrine started of Danhausen. It's probably looking like a place of worship, like an altar or something in my house at this point. I always joke around that my house looks like Pee Wee's Playhouse with like but like with wrestling and like rainbows, everything, all the colors. So, but yeah, other than that, mostly figures. A lot of WWE Ultimates. That's one of my favorites. And then of course I'm a huge mark for AEW, a huge lady mark for AEW. I do love all the figures that AEW comes out with, even though we get heat for it. I really like Jazz Wars figures, to be honest.
Do you so how are you displaying your collection? Like, are you they have to stay in the box? Are you like it's cool if they're out and about living their action figure lives?
So it depends. And it's funny, I've gone through this whole thing in my head so many times. There's some that I buy duplicates of, one to display and one to keep in the box. But yeah, typically I'm a pretty big box collector, which is funny because a friend of mine, Billy, his whole like premise of his channel is unboxing figures, like don't let them die in the box. So then here's me just leaving all of them in the boxes. So he's always trying to encourage me, like, just let them out, let them breathe, let them live, MJ. And I'm just like, no, they're cool. They're in their little specific place. They like being there. They're in their home.
Fair, fair. Yeah, I definitely see the merit behind both of them, especially like
Mm-hmm.
I think the cruelest thing to do would probably be to give like a kid one and be like, "Now don't open it." And
Oh yeah.
I say that as someone who like I was really into Barbie when I was really, really little. And I'll never forget one Christmas, my brother, there's a 14-year age difference between me and my brother,
Mm-hmm.
and his girlfriend got me like the Christmas edition Barbie doll that year. And she said, like, don't open it. And I was like, I won't. And then remember her telling my mother, don't let her open it. And I was pissed. I was super pissed. Oh, I'm still mad about that. I have the Barbie still. The box at some point, like, kind of fell apart. So it didn't really matter. I could have been playing it with it the whole time.
Okay, I love that you mentioned Barbie, and this is also really timely because we're recording this. I know the week before Barbie's coming out, essentially. But
Mhm.
I have a couple Barbies that were like that were gifted to me. That I thought I was so sly as a kid, like no one's gonna notice I take it out of the box, but the box is like all dented at the
Oh,
top. So I have a couple that I still took out of the box and snuck them back in, and then my mom was like, I could totally tell you took that out of the box, right?
oh, but kids have such, nimble fingers and are so great at putting things back.
100%. I don't even know how she knew.
Hmm. X-ray vision, that's what it was. um So what is your favorite figure that you have collected?
So it's definitely a Danhausen one for sure. He has actually I'm also obsessed with Matt Cardona, Zack Ryder, as some might know him as, and they have the Major Bendies. I love Major Bendies figures. I think they're fabulous. And so I have one of him with the very evil makeup from Full Gear 2022, and he's all like buffed out, but he's got the white face, and yeah, it's that's probably my favorite right now. I did pre-order two of the very nice, very evil Danhausen's, the Ringside Collectibles exclusive. I almost feel like I'm doing a promo for Ringside saying that. But yeah, I did get two of those. One to take out of the box, one to leave in the box. So that's probably going to be my favorite once it comes. Honestly,
Do you ever feel like they're watching you?
no. But my mom, for some reason, I'm gonna keep talking about my mom. Is this therapy? No, I'm just kidding.
You'll be
My
getting the
mom.
bill at the end.
Here's your super bill. Um, No, my mom, always wanted me to be very girly and have all the
Oh, you got muted. Oh, there we
okay,
go.
that's hilarious. My mom literally just called as the, as the she's like, I can my ears are burning. That is the funniest thing. Um so sorry about that. But anyway, she bought me a bunch of porcelain dolls, and I used to, when I would sleep, turn them around to face the wall because it just creeped me out. I was like, they're gonna like, I don't know what I was thinking. Your little kid brain is like, they can't come to life in my sleep and kill me if they're facing against the wall. That's number one rule of porcelain dolls, I guess.
Yeah. My mother did the same thing with the porcelain dolls. I don't know if her in her brain my obsession with Barbie dolls translated to porcelain dolls, but
Mm-hmm.
again, I don't know why she was so obsessed with giving me things that like I wasn't allowed to play with because
Yes,
I was also a very clumsy child. So
same.
it's amazing that they're still like, they're in a box in the attic is where they are.
Wow, that's impressive.
I should just start like hanging them behind me like little marionettes.
With no context and like never address it. And then they're like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, not there. Nothing's there.